Let me try this again. I was interrupted. Irvine City Councilman resigns for a week to skirt term limit rules. So basically, Irvine put a law in place of term limits, and what's really disappointing to me is that some of our local activists who should know better in minivan hell is that term limits are generally something that Republicans fight for because it puts them in a better position to win seats. Larry Agron, okay, so Councilman, I don't know why you're using such an old picture. I'm sure there's more current pictures than that. Give me a break. Larry Agron has been a very popular progressive Democrat in Irvine for many years, like a few decades at least, right? Irvine Councilman Larry Agron resigns last night with just a week left on his term, giving him exactly 1 week off the dais in a move he says will let him run for another 4 years on the city council. This is not a problem for us because he's actually one of the better representatives in Irvine, okay? Agron is one of the longest-serving city council members in Orange County, having served for 30 years on the city council on and off since 1978. Okay, so in minivan hell, you said he's been on city council longer than you've been alive. Okay, so you're not all that old then, right? 30 years. I'm 48. Okay? What are you trying to accomplish by helping Farah right now? Because that's what you're doing. That's what you're freaking doing. After leaving office in 2014, Agron was reelected in 2020, where he placed third overall in the election. Ordinarily, that would have meant he lost the election, but because Farah Khan won the mayoral race that year, he instead took over the 2 years left on her city council seat. She won in 2018. Okay, so he got a partial term, right? On election night this year, Agron easily defended his re-election bid as the top vote getter in the city, bringing in 24% of the overall vote. Yeah, he had the highest vote count, just ahead of Dr. Terceder. But Irvine's city charter has a rule that was approved by the voters in 2014 that council members and the mayor can serve no more than 2 full terms for life, which considers anything over 2 years as a full term. This is a Republican fucking strategy. Why would you even... they literally have tried to do this with the House and with the Senate because they know that they have a better shot of getting Republicans in if there are term limits, because Republicans are more likely to show up to the polls in the off fucking years. I don't know why you guys are attacking Larry Agron. I don't even know this dude. I try not to get involved in Irvine politics, but I do know that the Democrats of Greater Irvine supported Larry Agron and Dr. Terceder and Brenda Lynn, right? Those were the candidates they were supporting. It's very frustrating to see you all be like, I'm going to make new deals now with the people who tried to take down Katie Porter during her congressional bid and made it more difficult for her to have a clear victory. Agron campaigned against those term limits at the time, calling it the worst written term limits proposal in history. In a statement on the 2014 ballot, saying it was a bid by then Mayor Stephen Cho to stay in office for another 8 years. I don't know how that all works out. I'm just being real that this is another hit, and I don't know why you're hitting him right here before Christmas, because there's nothing like super political happening right now. I don't know why we're doing this. Cho left the city council in 2016 and went to the state assembly, where he served until he lost his re-election bid this year to Assemblywoman Cotty Petrie Norris after redistricting. So sad. In a letter this week to the city clerk, Carl Peterson, and his council colleagues, Agron said that by resigning last night, he would fall just short of serving more than 2 years, giving him the opportunity to run for a second full term in 2026. I'm assuming he probably consulted with an attorney on this so that he could figure out like what he's allowed to do, right? And I don't see a problem with him doing this. Although I would like to see him in the future maybe run for assembly or something. If this is what they're going to do in Irvine, which is a stupid ass thing, I agree with you there. Start cultivating your replacements and run for a higher office. I was sworn in for my current 2-year term on December 8th, 2020, and the swearing-in ceremony for the new term to which I was just elected will not occur until December 13th, 2022, Agron wrote. Although I believe that the charter provision quoted above was not intended to count my partial term as a full term, it could be construed in that manner. So we're trying to get into technicalities here, but I agree with him. It's a stupid. It's stupid. And any goddamn Democrat that's on board with term limits, that is a Republican fucking talking point. In a phone call with the Voice of OC Tuesday morning, Agron described his resignation as a quirk of the calendar. It seems to me only fair and appropriate to be entitled to 2 full terms, because he didn't get 2 full terms, right? Not frankly be controlled by the quirks of the calendar, Agron said. This is all a bit of a problem just in the drafting of the charter amendment. As evidence for his argument, Agron pointed out that Khan had served less than 2 years of her council seat before she was sworn in as mayor, meaning, I guess he wouldn't capitalize mayor in that case, because it's not before the name, right? So you only capitalize it when it's like the name. It's like, okay. Meaning she could run for a city council seat after her current and final term as mayor. She's entitled to 2 full city council terms now. And I think that should be the case for anyone serving a short term of 2 years. I think that's certainly what was intended, Agron said. I agree with you. I'm not even down with terming people out if they're good representation for a city, especially given that that is a Republican talking point. In the future, Agron says he wants to pass a charter amendment that would leave the limit of 2 4-year terms in place, but make it so that a 2-year term would not count against any city council member. Agron's move appears to have split council colleagues. with some supporting it while others call it a desperate attempt to hang on to office. Oh, God, here we go. Councilman Mike Carroll, a frequent critic of Agrin's, said he supported Agrin's move to serve a second term in a text message. Okay. That's interesting. So this is where we learn that Tammy Kim thinks she's in with these people, but she's not in with it. This is where it gets interesting. The term limit measure was poorly drafted. It never contemplated the likely occurrence of someone filling the unexpired term of a council member who is. Oh, that's interesting. So now you've capitalized, Mayor. Why did you do it differently? Carol said. Why did you capitalize it there and it was like lowercase? I don't know. Councilwoman Tammy Kim called it a slippery power grab. Did you know, Tammy? Tammy's about to be removed from my friends list, by the way. I'm about done with you. Is 40 years on the city council not enough, Kim said? At what point is this not simply about greed? I don't know, Tammy. Where did you come from? You showed up to the Bernie people. Somehow you got to represent his campaign for the AAPI community. Then you ran for city council and then started working with Republicans. You fought against redistricting, which was something that the Democratic Party, not only the county party, but the state party has been in favor of. It would have benefited Irvine. You're working with developers. You're working with Mike Carroll, whatever his fucking name is. I think I'm going to be removing you from my friends list tonight. Con and outgoing council, I'll probably keep Farah, but I'm not going to keep you, Tammy. Farah might be somewhat redeemable. Maybe not. I might remove her at some point too. But Tammy, you're so slimy. I can't even. Con and outgoing council member Anthony Quo did not respond to requests for comment from Voice of OC on Tuesday morning. Yeah, see, that's another reason I think Farah might actually be redeemable, because what the hell are you even doing, Tammy? And somehow you got in minivan hell helping you out with this bullshit? All right. Agrin is set to take oath of office again at the council's December 13th meeting alongside Mayor Khan and incoming councilwoman. I think it's supposed, honestly, okay, Voice of OC, I think you're supposed to say council person. Kathleen Treseder. Dr. Kathleen Treseder. Shall we be correct there? All right. Oh my God, even. Irvine, this is one of the reasons I stay away from Irvine, because Irvine's such a piece of shit. There's always so much crap going on down there. Always so much crap going on down there.